Episode 3, When Busy Means Broken, Maya's Daily Struggle. These series are for anyone struggling to stay productive. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode.
Alright, let's pick up right where we left off. After that huge realization about my planner, I woke up with this new mantra ringing in my ears. Today, I will be intentional. Sounds great, right? Saying it is one thing. Actually living it? That's a whole different story, and I was not ready for the battle ahead. My alarm blared at 6 o'clock a.m., just like I planned. I heard it. My brain immediately started negotiating. My finger hit snooze. One snooze turned into another, and before I knew it, it was 7:23 a.m. I finally rolled out of bed, and the first thing I saw was the glowing screen of my iPad. My digital planner was just sitting there, waiting for me like a silent, very patient accountability partner. So, I opened it up, and there it was. This beautifully designed, perfectly crafted morning routine that I had sworn I would follow. But as I looked at it, something weird happened. The more tasks I saw listed out: meditate, journal, workout, review my goals, the tighter my chest felt. The more I scrolled through my day, the more I felt like I was already behind. It was that familiar, sinking feeling. I was busy, but not productive. I was active, but not effective. I was moving, but I was going absolutely nowhere. And that's when a really uncomfortable truth hit me. Being busy, it was my shield. It was my excuse. Honestly, being busy was just easier than being truly intentional. It kept me distracted from the fact that I was slowly but surely falling apart. By a.m., my busyness was in full swing. I'd answered 12 emails, replied to 7 different chats, scrolled through Instagram at least twice, sent 3 long voice notes, and even rearranged the icons on my desktop for the 3rd time this week. Anything to feel like I was doing something. But the actual number one most important thing on my to-do list? The one thing that would actually move the needle. I hadn't even started it. And the worst part, people around me were saying things like, "Wow, you're so hardworking," or "You're always so busy." They saw the motion, but they couldn't see the lack of progress. On the outside, I was busy, but on the inside, I just felt broken. And the guilt started creeping in, whispering those same old questions. Why can't you just stay consistent? Why do you always start so strong and then just fall off a cliff? Why do you always feel like you're behind? Even lunchtime felt like just another task on the list. I opened my planner again, determined to fix my day. I thought, okay, I'll just restructure everything. It'll be like a fresh start. But staring at all the tasks, the routines, the reminders, the notes, I just felt completely overwhelmed, all over again. And then, it clicked. Maybe the problem isn't my planner, and maybe the problem isn't my routine. Maybe the problem is me. Now, I don't mean that in a defeated, I'm a failure kind of way. I mean it in a moment of clarity, a realization kind of way. I started to see a pattern. Every single time life felt chaotic and out of control, my response was to add more activity, not to find more clarity. I would add more movement, not seek more direction. I'd pile on more tasks instead of focusing on my real priorities. I was drowning myself in busyness and mistaking it for progress. By the evening, I was completely drained. And not because I had accomplished a lot. It was because I had spent all my energy doing so many of the wrong things. I sat down, opened my digital planner one more time, but this time, something felt different. I remembered the promise I made to you, and to myself, to explore what being intentional, paired with a powerful routine, could actually do. So I tried something really small. This wasn't a new routine. It wasn't a whole new plan. It wasn't some 12-step productivity overhaul. I just did one thing. I found the most important task for the day, the one I'd been avoiding, and I literally hid everything else on the page. I just wanted to see that one thing. And I did it. It took 14 minutes. Just 14 minutes. But the wave of relief that washed over me, it felt like coming up for air after being underwater for too long. For the first time all day, I didn't feel busy. I felt accomplished. I felt capable. But here's the twist. I knew this wasn't the real solution. One tiny win wasn't going to magically transform my life. One productive moment doesn't suddenly make you a productive person. I needed something deeper, something stronger, something that would actually last. I needed to understand why I kept falling into this busy trap. Why did my days look so full on paper, but my life felt so empty in reality. So I made a decision that sets up everything we're going to do in the next episode. I am going to completely break down my entire day, piece by piece, and then rebuild it from scratch, intentionally, with a real routine. A routine that actually works for me, not against me. But before I can do that, there's one more hurdle. I have to face the single hardest truth I have ever had to confront about myself. And that's exactly where we're going next. You won't want to miss this. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't. Thanks for watching.